Whoa.
Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the old friends net. Time for the Sunday edition. The old friends get together. This is your net control for today. Whiskey 4 Mike Echo Charlie. And Western North Carolina. All friends net meets 3 times a week. Sundays right now, 4 p.m. The frequency is 3715 plus 1 minus. Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Carried out in Amplitude Modulation mode only. And while we welcome all rigs, we kind of prefer the vintage stuff that you might have restored and got back on the air. It's a great place to swap gear, look for parts, or maybe some information you might need. It's carried out in the old-fashioned roundtable style of net. And we'll take check-ins multiple times throughout the net and make sure we catch everybody. So for those wishing to participate, please give W4MEC a call. Come now. N4LQ.
KZ4 Bravo.
KN4R. W4NKL. WF2.
K1VVC. KG4IUQ.
Okay, you got a few of you so far? I'm listening to the station after Steve and before John. It's kind of weak. I'm not sure if that was Bruce or Gary. Let me see. So far what we got is Steve, N4LQ, question mark station, then John, KZ4 Bravo, WA4, AQL. We got you mixed up with Ron the last time there. Mike, let's see, look here. It was WB4AQL. Mike, Brian, KN4R, Mir, WF2U, Cliff, WB4NKL, John, K1VVC, Mark, KG4IUQ, very weak here, and Doak, WN4PFI. Signals are a little weak today. I wonder if the sun is dealing us a dirty deal, but who was that second stop after Steve, and who else do we have to check in?
That was me, K3OS.
That was Gary before or after me.
Yeah, I got him that time. Anybody else? One of the problems was I had my noise limiter on to kill the electric fence, and that kind of distorted a couple signals there. We'll try it this time. Anyway, we got the list here, and make a note of who you are following and who you are going to turn it to. We've got LQ, OS, 4B, AQL, 2U, NKL, VVC, IUQ, and PFI. All right, fellas. Beautiful day here in Henderson County. Clear skies, 38 degrees, a little nippy out, but better than stormy and rainy. And we're on the basic rig here. Heath Kit Tribes, the Mohawk receiver, Apache transmitter, feeding a 160 meter inverted loop with a Dentron 2000 tuner. Was a nice flat SWR today, but the band seems a little iffy, so let's see what happens. And stay away, Steve. N4LQ, W4MEC.
Okay, W4MEC, N4LQ. I kind of got confused on the stations between KZ4B and K1VVC, and I got turned around there somehow. Anyway, if you could repeat those, just in case. Anyway, it's been sunny all day and cold, 38 degrees right now, and I've been doing my my little thing today on working at one station on all 9 HF bands. So I worked a Mexican on 10 meters, an African on 12, let's see, on 15 I worked a Canadian POTA station, 17 I worked an Oklahoman, 20 a Virginian, and 30 a Georgian. And here I'm working the old friends, so I got 40 and 60 meters to go, and hopefully I'll get 60 meters when the sun goes down. That band's kind of sparsely populated, so that's what's going on here, running the AF-67 and the HQ-110. So over to Gary, K3OS, N4LQ.
Steve, thank you. N4LQ in the group. And also sunny. It's up in the upper 30s here. Just chasing down a little intermittent somewhere, maybe in the transmit receive relay here in the Johnson Twins, which I'm running barefoot today. It's actually showing me just about 50 watts output here, which is amazing anyway. But I like these twins. They're fun. It's either that or my antenna selector switch. I've had to I've had to kind of clean all of my multi-position antenna switches. And these are one deal I'm not using that I haven't cleaned, so it's suspect. A little cleaning and moving every 10 years does a wonderful thing. One of the family Christmas dinner yesterday, so out of the way, enjoyed that. I think I'm still full from yesterday. Over to you, John. Band is I think similar here. Charlie, you're heavy QSB here at the moment. We'll see how it goes. Over to John. KZ4 Bravo, K3OS.
KZ4B, your turn, W4MEC.
Okay, K3OS and the group KZ4B. Fine business. I'm not copying Gary at all. So the band must be running long today. Sorry, I didn't catch a word of that, Gary. Well, as Steve has already mentioned, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. So we've been snuggling up inside here today trying to stay warm. I had a project going where I was replacing the cover over the cranking mechanism on my crank-up tower, but it got so cold I just said to heck with it, and I'll wait for things to roll up. The thing has been up there for several years. It's just it's basically a plastic feed trough, and the sun has caused it to crack. So I was in the process of replacing it yesterday when it was a lot warmer than it is today. And it was too cold for me, so I just said to heck with it. So anyway, I guess it goes to Mike. So take it away, Mike. WB4AQL and the group KZ4B, over.
Brian, KN4R.
Okay, Charlie. Let's see, WA4AQL and the old friends. This is Brian, KN4R, Cheryl's Ford, North Carolina. I wasn't copying Mike, but I'm copying everybody else checking in. So, hello from Cheryl's Ford, North Carolina, where it's 39 degrees. Nice day outside, but I'm inside in the shack, and I'm actually making progress for a change. I'm using the newly arrived Globe Cat right now, about 200 watts of carrier, listening on a black Navy World War II HRO. And I just fired up an Australian HRO for the first time, and I'm slowly bringing it up on a variac, and I'm at 80 volts, and the thing's hot as a firecracker. And I don't mean physically, I mean it's a nice receiver. I'll have to say it's probably better than a regular HRO, so it's going to be interesting playing with that rig. So, anyway, let's keep going. Mirror, WF2U in the group, KN4R.
Roger, KN4R in the group. This is WF2U. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a little chilly. It looks like it's the warmest part of the day. It's still sitting at 39, and I think it's just going to go down from here. Signals in general are not that great. We had better conditions, and let's see, I made some notes so far. Gary, you had pretty heavy QSB on you. You were between S6 and 8, but Q5, good copy. Mike, a partial copy, maybe 70%, because several times you took a nosedive to noise level, which is about S5 or so. and then you went up to S6, which took you out of the noise and made you readable. Brian, you have some QSB on you too, because you're jumping between S8 and 9. And then let's see, who else? Yeah, John was booming in, considering the conditions, 10/9. Charlie, you are S9, and then I'll take the readings from the people who come after me. So it goes to Cliff, I guess, according to the notes here. So WB4NKL, this is the, oh yeah, sorry, I'm using the Yaesu station, the receivers, the FL101 Delta, transmitting with a matching FL101 transmitter, and driving Yaesu FL2100B linear, which gives me about 300 watt peak on AM. So, yeah, WB4NKL, this is WF2U.
And WF2U, it's WB4NKL. Okay, Mayor. I copied everybody. Some of the signals are a little bit weaker than normal, but 100% copy all the way around. The greens here, and up from 17 this morning, so I think it's supposed to be down about the same place tonight. So looking forward to some warmer weather. I think the rest of the week it's gradually getting warmer, a little bit warmer each day. And no rain in the forecast here, but looking out here I can see the snow-capped mountains, and that makes it really seem cold outside. I went for a walk a while ago, and once I got going it wasn't too bad, but it's a little cool starting out. So send it on around. I believe the conditions are improving. Mayor come up as he was talking. Go ahead, John. K1VVC, WB4NKL.
Thanks a lot, Cliff. WB4NKL, K1VVC. Nice to hear everybody. The only one that was really weak was Gary, and it was more seemed that Gary modulation was very low, although the signal sounded fine. Brian, you and John, KZ4B are the two strongest signals here by far, really coming in great. Nothing more I can say about the weather. I've been filling up bird feeders today. Gotta take care of the birds when it's cold like this. Mark, let me turn it to you. Haven't heard you for a while. Hope you're okay. KG4IUQ, K1VVC.
This is Mark, KG4IUQ. I'm running a lower power today. I don't know, I'm reading about 50 watts on my meter, but I have a problem with, I've been working all the time, haven't had time to do much, so I've been not getting on the net, and I come back, I finally get about 10 days off work, and my gear's not working. My amplifier is not working right. I ain't power real high. And on my AF-68, it's not, for some reason, it's not really getting out. Seems to be working on its own right, but it's not getting out to the antenna. But, been working for a long time, so much work, and I'm hoping everybody hears me. You might not, because my power's a lot lower than normal. Charlie, MEC, you're sounding good. Steve, RT, you're sounding real good here. Gary, in Hickory, you're sounding good. KZ4B, I think you said you're snowed up. I'm not sure. I didn't really hear the words very well. But, Brian, KN4R, you sound good. Mayor, hear you well, sounding good. Cliff, NKL, you seem to, I believe you say, snow-capped mountains you can see. That sounds nice. John, BBC, you're sounding good. I'm going to send it over to Doak, WN4PFI in the group. This is KG4IUQ.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ. This is Doak, WN4PFI and such. I am running a Ranger today with about 40 watts. And listen on a little Kenwood R600 receiver. And so far I'm copying everybody today. Mike, WB4AQL, I don't remember talking with you on the net before. I haven't been on here lately. But nice to hear you on. You got a good signal over from West Georgia. I'm in Suches up in the northeast corner of the state in Union County, where it is 36 degrees. We've had quite a bit of low temps lately. We did have some temps back on Thursday and Friday in the teens, middle teens, 15 and 16. Wind chill was down around 10 here. So typical winter here in the North Georgia mountains. Thanks goes back to you, Charlie. W4MEC, WN4PFI.
Very good, Doug. WN4PFI in the group, W4MEC and the old friends net. If we have anybody that would like to join us, give me a call.
W4 Oscar Papa, W4 OP.
Okie dokie, we got W4OP and Bruce in 4WD. And I'm checking my logbook here. I know I wrote that down somewhere. OP's name, but it's not OP Taylor, so it might remind me here. Anyway, okay. Let's see, W4OP, you're going to be after Doak, WN4PFI the next round, and Bruce, you're after OP. So go ahead, W4OP, next transmission, turn it over to Bruce, and Bruce, turn it back to me.
Okay, very good. Thanks for letting me join the net tonight. W4OP Dale in far western North Carolina. I'm running my Gonset G76 with a D104. Running the Gonset at about 5 watts, and I'm running that into my Elecraft KPA 1500 amplifier with about 250 watts carrier. We've recently had a lot of work, Duke Power down the road here, and they really messed it up. I've got tremendous power line noise here, and I'll track that down with my little RDF receiver, but they really have screwed things up this time. I've got an Aziloop. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Aziloop HF receive antenna. This thing is absolutely amazing. You can run it in small magnetic loop mode or in K9AY mode, and it runs off an app on your computer, and you can electrically rotate it every 5 degrees. Just a lot of neat features on it. Anyway, I can take that Duke noise and knock it down until I can't even hear it, about 25 dB here. But I don't have the receive antenna on the Gonset, so it's a little tough tonight. I'm turning it over to Bruce, but I didn't get Bruce's call sign, partly because of Duke Power. So Bruce, take it away from W4 Oscar Papa.
And I've heard only about 3 stations and been listening for a while, so I'll keep it short. 46 degrees clear. Going to get warmer, they say, up in the 50s, 60s in the next 4 or 5 days, so we look forward to that. 11 into the in-fed 80-meter inverted L, and that's what we're running here. So Charlie, we won't hang around to follow up at the end. We'll say 73s, but we'll be listening. And
W4WD in the group, W4MEC. All right, we'll check you in and out, Bruce. You were kind of light, but Q5. It's W4MEC and the Old Friends Net. Do you have any others that would like to join us? Come now. Nothing heard, W4MEC and the Old Friends Net. Now, let's see here. Things did pick up as the net went along. It's got that sort of sun-caused QSB, the way it was kind of acting here with the background noise. It just sounded like the sun might be doing something, and we don't have Dave, our sun expert, in both the one that glows in the sky and the one that glows in heaven, so the sun report there. So let's see, what did I write down? I also have a way to switch in a couple different receivers. Brian was talking about that. And I've got an HRO in my regenerative rig that receiver. Well, I've got a couple of those, a Lafayette, a Fat and the one that Fritz built that works quite well. And 51J4. Now, my mute line is open, so I can switch, a Hammer one that's got 180 volts or something as a mute line, or ones that go to ground. My mute line is floating above ground. But the 51J4 poses a problem because it wants 12 volts to key a relay to mute the receiver. So I got to come up with a little wall wart or something like that I can splice in the line there so that I can mute the 51J4 and use it as a ham receiver. Let's see. Duke Power working on stuff. Well, the other night my son was coming back from Asheville. Well, not quite Asheville, but they had gone out to eat, and we had some 60-mile-an-hour winds, and trees were coming down again. And they took out the power up at Interstate I-26 and Upward Road, exit 53. And he said it was like nothing was lit. There was nothing. Absolutely total darkness because it was stormy weather with a dark sky and the wind. And Upward Road, I don't know how it is in most of your places, but a lot of the lines on the road around here are either faded or are gone. They don't seem to understand they need to repaint these things more than once every 10 years. Well, the road is a 4-lane highway with no stripes. Not only are they not just faded, they're down in most of the places. And the only thing they got to go is a racetrack down the middle of the lane from all the cars and trucks. But he said he got out there and it was so pitch black, it was downright scary. You couldn't see anything. And no businesses, no traffic lights, no street lights, no nothing. The only thing that lit it up were headlights of other cars. And the fact that there were no lines made it even doubly dangerous. And when it rains and you have no lines, and you get those people with the LED lights, you get blasted by the lights, and you get the reflection off the road, and you get blasted again. So you're double blinded by those stupid LED lights. And a road with no lines, it's just pure danger. So I don't know what it is about those folks painting lines, but they don't do it. So. Well, that sounds like a neat thing to do, Steve, making one contact per band. And that would sound like a pretty neat weekend contest. And that is to make one CW, one sideband, and a bonus point for making an AM contact on all the ham bands. Of course, you couldn't do AM on 60 meters. And you probably won't find anybody on CW on 60 meters, but anyway, that would be an interesting contact. Just make one contact on each band in the 2 or 3 modes, no data, and then submit it. And it can't be the same person. It's got to be a different person on each different band. So that would be an interesting contest results to look at. And I bet you probably get a lot of people in there that don't normally participate. But that's just me thinking out loud. All right, name 4LQ in the group, W4MEC.
W4MEC, N4LQ. Well, my contacts were all CW, and I'll do CW on 60 meters. I've done that a lot on 60, particularly on channel 1, 5332, and there's a little bit of CW activity. Every now and then, don't hear a lot of it. As a matter of fact, there's not a whole lot of anything on there. Let me see here. Amir, I didn't get a signal report from you, so hopefully you copy. Now some of you guys were coming in better on my in-fed than this loop. Let me switch. So here's the in-fed antenna, and some of you are coming in a lot better on this, particularly Bruce and Dale seemed a little better, and some of the far out stations. So now I'm going to switch back to the loop, and there's the loop. They both have a match on the impedance, so it's easy to do. It's flipping the switch. Anyway, let's see. Doak, you made a comment about your receiver, and I didn't catch what it was. Something 600, and I thought 600. Has he got a SP 600, or what is that? But you said something about little, so I thought, well, no, that couldn't be it. And Dale, if I heard you right, you said you're running 250 watts carrier with a KPA 500, and I hope you didn't mean that, because that's that is like at least 1,000 watts PEP. So if that's what you're doing, I would definitely not do it. I wouldn't run any more than 125 watts maximum. That's a fourth of its rating, 500 watts. And let's see here. That I have any 73s to Bruce, and I saw a video about how to clean your Keurig coffee machine out. Mine hasn't been cleaned since it was new 2 years ago, so it said to put distilled white vinegar in it, and I didn't have any, so I used apple cider vinegar, and I got it plugged up for a while, but I think I got it flushed out now. Not sure what my coffee's going to taste like now. So, oh, Mark, sorry to hear about your amplifier there. You're going to have to tell me what happened. Is that the solid state thing? So over to Gary, who was kind of weak here. K3OS N4LQ.
Yankee November.
There we go. All right, I switched rigs here so I could get the amplifier on, drive a little more power. Seems like band conditions are going to require that today. So I was running the Gonset, the Twins. Now I'm on the Kenwood Twins drive-in. The ALS 600, I'm running about 100 watts of carrier. That's what the watt meter says. Anyway, so I hope this is a little bit better. Yeah, conditions here have been really weird. Steve, interesting when you switch between the two antennas, your loop is far outshines it, at least in my direction here, and I could tell a big difference, and that's probably based on band conditions as well. I've got some funny, like, I think, it sounds like there's a tick every, I don't know, second and a half or something like that going on. So it could be Christmas lights, could be something that I've got in the house here. It's not terrible. This particular receiver doesn't have a noise limiter on it, but those that do, that eliminates it, a little impulse noise. Good way to test my noise, the noise blanking function on a radio. At least that's working. All right, let me pass it down the line. Hopefully John's copying me a little better. KZ4 Bravo, K3OS.
Okay, K3OS and the group you're going in now, and I could not hear you at all on the first go-round. So, huge difference here, huge difference. And there's a lot of QS Baker on today, on all signals pretty much. And so I'll borrow from Dave saying that QS Baker's coming over the mountains in jars. It really is quite something today. In fact, I've turned on my synchronous detector because there's a lot of distortion from the QS Baker, even on strong signals. but the band generally seems to be longer than short. But Gary, like I said, you went from nothing to quite good signal. W4OP, I'm not sure about your handle. I think it's Doug, but if I got it wrong, straighten me out. But you're coming in quite good. You're coming in as strong as about anybody. And I'd say that Steve usually has the strongest signal here, and he's holding up pretty darn well today. But and Bruce is coming in good. So anyway, that's the situation here. We're just trying to stay warm. Hate cold weather, and I did get a walk in yesterday in spite of how chilly it was, but I didn't hang around outside any more than I absolutely had to. It's good weather for getting inside projects done, that is for sure. So, on that note, and by the way, I'm not copying Mike WA4AQL at all. So maybe conditions will improve. So take it away, Mike. WA4AQL in the group, KZ4B, over.
That was the first and only amplifier I ever had. I didn't build one. Charlie, your signal came up in the last translation. So hopefully Brian's copying here. Give him a nudge there for me. KN4R to transmit WB4AQL.
Okay, very good. WA4AQL and the group. This is Brian, KN4R returning. Okay, Mike. Well, I heard you come up right at the end. I was listening to your carrier, but conditions continue to get better. Heard you there at the end, so very good on all. And I'm copying everybody just fine. And hello, Dale. That G76 driving the 1500 amp sounds wonderful here. So, and hello to Bruce. And I think I heard N2YN, John, also wanting to join us. Hello, John. So anyway, I'm having a great day here in the shack. Knock on wood. Got the globe champ burning. Got a Australian HRO going. I've got an extra 2-meter rig I had been given because supposedly it didn't work going. Needed a microprocessor reset. and I'm going to try to fire up KWM2A next and see if my luck holds. So anyway, having a great time here in the shack. So, back to you, Mir. WF2U in the group, KN4R.
Yeah, Roger, KN4R in the group. This is WF2U. Signals improved somewhat, and everybody's indicating a little bit higher on the S meter now. The QSB is relaxing, and it's not as deep, so we are in good shape. I could copy mic 100% this time. And Brian, nice about the Australian HRO. Mine is working fine also, but I never used it with a transmitter. I was just listening on it, and I don't have the original power supply with it, but something homebrew, which I didn't like, so I took it. I took it out. It's like it's in like a double cabinet, and it was on top with a speaker. But that was horrendous, and the way it was built. So every time I use it, I just hook it up to a lab supply, and it works. It really works great. Plus it looks good too. Anyway. What else? Yeah, I didn't do much radio stuff. Let me see what else is new here. Oh yeah, I got another marine receiver. I haven't received it yet. I got a Drake MSR2 that. The price was right, even if it's not working. They shouldn't have that many problems. They're pretty reliable. So, I think it might be working. So, even if not, I don't think it should be a big deal to fix it. But I've been wanting one of those for a long time. And so another thing to play with on long winter days. And another thing, yeah, I figured out how that other marine radios that made by Sailor in Denmark, that model only has upper sideband, and it's pretty easy to do lower sideband. I just have to order those programmable frequency generators, those chips, and generate the proper injection frequency for the BFO, and I'll do the same with the exciter that I got. I got the matching exciter after I got the receiver, so it has the same thing, but it only inserts, it only has the carrier to produce upper sideband, so we'll resolve that. And otherwise, been just doing all kinds of stuff around the house. And by the way, the antenna that I didn't mention, that I mentioned the station, I'm using my 80 meter end-fed half wave. That is a little bit low. It's sagging from a little mast that used to be a TV antenna mast on the house. Even before we got the house came with it, and it's bent. It's been like that for a year, but so it went down about 10 feet in height on one end. So that's about it. Who it was tomorrow? We got Bruce And Dale, good to hear you both. You joined, and anyway, it goes to, yeah, it goes to Cliff. So, WB4NKL, this is WF2U.
Okay, Mayor, WF2U, WB4NKL. I hope the receiver works out for you, and I hope it works okay. I was copying Bruce pretty good, and Mike, WB4AQL, you and Bruce have to be pretty close together. Bruce there is there at Fort Oglethorpe, so you guys couldn't be too far apart. Let's see. Brian the Globe Champ sounds good today, and I wonder if your buddies had a chance to work on the Jordan how that's coming along. If you heard any new reports on it, I think you got it to him anyway. So I was wondering about that. And I might be the only ART-13 on here today. I don't know where Buddy's at, and Bud's usually on here. Don't hear him, so might be flying the only ART-13 today. But signals are all coming up, so good copy all the way around. I'll send it on to John. K1VVC, WB4NKL.
Yeah, very good, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group. K1VVC. I think I forgot to mention what I'm using today. Transmitting on a Collins 32V2 and receiving on the matching 75A1. And Steve, on this receiver, you were 30/9 with the end-fed antenna, and it jumped up to 40/, with the loop that you had. So here at least the loop was quite a bit stronger. Gary, you're coming through great now. So it makes it a little bit easier. Copying everybody else fine. And I've been doing some work here. Recently got a 1929 transmitter, a breadboard transmitter, and trying to get that cleaned up a little bit and hope to get that on the air soon. CW only, unless I can figure out, as Steve would say, how to put bias modulation on it. So it's going to be a little bit of a project over the next week. It uses two number 10 tubes, probably puts out maybe 20 watts. Right now it's set for 80 meters. So that's the project here. With that, let me send it over to Mark. And nice to hear you on, Mark. KG4IUQ, K1VVC.
Thank you very much, John. This is Mark, KG4IUQ. Thank you. It's nice to be on here. I've been looking forward to getting on. Your Collins gear is sounding good here. MEC, Charlie, you're talking about LED lights. I kind of think that they're a mistake sometimes because they're too bright, or at least for some reason when people go to buy their headlights, they're buying lights that are much brighter than in the past, and they kind of cause you to not be able to see in the road beside of the oncoming vehicle. Seems kind of dangerous to me, but I kind of think the same way about them. Steve, you asked me what happened to my amplifier. I don't really know what happened. All I know is I've gotten on the air here today, and my amplifier seems to be just like plate current and grid current are maxed out. I don't leave it on like that for long. As soon as I recognized it, I don't really know. And my AF-68 is seeming like it has some kind of problem. But I should be able to figure out something. Right now I'm using my ICOM 7300, and it's plugged into the same antenna switch It's getting out, getting in from the antenna. It's working okay, so that's a good thing. At least I know that much is okay, so I ought to be able to figure something out, I guess. Gary, K3OS, you say that you hate cold weather. It's that time of the year. Let's see. Mike AQL, WB4AQL. Kind of a right signal, scratchy here, difficult to copy, but if I wear headphones, I can hear what you're saying pretty well. Brian, KN4R, you have a good sound. Mayer, WF2U, good sound. And John, BBC, you're sounding good. WN4PFI, Doak, you're sounding good with your Ranger. Dale, from Western North Carolina, W4OP, you sound good. Bruce, N4WD, the signal kind of light here, but I do copy. I went to church today, played my guitar, my classical guitar. It was very fun. Played with several nice songs and really felt good to be in there playing. I work so much I don't have much time to do things, so I got in there and played Oh Holy Night, Silent Night, Away in a Manger, and some more music, and it was really fun. I enjoy that. I play the guitar, use the fingers with of each hand, and it originally came from back in the day when gut strings from sheep was used on the original instrument. Okay, I'm going to turn it over now to Doak, WN4PFI in the group. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ. This is WN4PFI. Thank you, Mark. Still copying everyone just fine here in Suches. Steve, this is Kenwood R600. I can't afford that other 600. I only got to put my hands on one of them one time, so I could just say I have touched one. But this Kenwood 600, a little general coverage receiver. My national NC173 is down for work, so don't know when it's going to be back, but that's what I normally use along here. Mark, thank you for the comments. This is the radio apples I got from one of my dear friends, W4EW in Commerce, Georgia. He passed away about 4 years ago, and he gave me this amplifier that he built back in the 1980s. And I don't think he ever used it. He liked building things, and this one is in mint condition. The only thing he did to it was put in some solid-state rectifiers. And I normally use the DX60 with it, which I will probably put back on again soon. But thank you for your comments. You still have a good signal here. Bruce had a good signal here. I don't know if you're still listening, Bruce, but I could copy you just fine. And I have a good friend over your way, Mike, N4TEX, Roy. He's just outside of Chatsworth, so I don't think he's real far. I don't know if you know him. But he and I get on during the week, sometimes in talk. So, haven't been on here in a while. It's been, we've been busy at church. I have a choir that I am the conductor for, and I also teach a Sunday school class. My dad was a pastor, and so I have a pastor's camp where I get to do some things, and we're out of a pastor at the church where I currently attend, and so it's been extremely busy the last few weeks during Christmas time. So Dale, I'm gonna pass it on to you, Charlie. I'm gonna listen to the end. There was another person in there that wanted to check in, I believe. Someone else already mentioned it. It's good to hear all you guys on. I always say that, but sometimes I wish we had a lady on. I remember kind of thing what we're doing. So Dale, go ahead and take it, W4OP. And I'll be clear. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to each of you guys. I hope you have wonderful holidays. I'll be clear, but I'll be listening to the end. Good afternoon.
Very good, Doak. Thank you. WN4PFI and the group W4OP. Your signal is really coming up there at the end. Everybody's pretty loud. I think Brian and John VVC are the loudest here. I'm finding that the noise limiter on this C76 is really effective for the type of noise I got off the Duke power lines today. It's doing a really, really great job. I normally have the Gonset up on 10 meter AM. I'm keeping a paper log up there, and I've worked 16 states, everybody out west and Hawaii, and counting on some 6 meter sporadic E this summer to get some of the closer in states. But it's been a lot of fun. Steve, N4LQ, this is the KPA 1500, and it just loafs along at 250 or 300 watts carrier. Normally I've got it, of course, teamed up with the K4, but it works really well with the Gonset, so that's the deal there. And Amir, I was thinking that there's a couple of Sailor receivers on eBay now, and they are some of the prettiest receivers. I've never owned one, but boy, they sure do look nice. Very nice receivers. Well, I guess that's it from here. I have recorded the PNC Father-Son Championship, and we're getting down to the last couple holes here. I want to see if Tiger and his son Charlie can pull this one off. It's been an interesting golf tournament so far. I'll try to make it next Sunday. As I say, normally I just leave the G76 tuned up on 10, but I'll retune down here. Always enjoy listening to all the fine vintage rigs. Steve, I think I turn it over to you now. I hope I've got that right. You are much louder on your loop than the NFET. N4LQ, if this isn't correct, someone please correct me. W4OP.
No, goes to me, W4MEC. There was another station tuning up. Someone said it was N2YN. Are you still there?
WB4ARK.
Okay, well, buddy, go ahead and make a transmission, then we're going to do a quick 73 round. W4RK, W4MEC.
W4MEC, WB4ARK, okay, Troy. Well, got in here at the last of the net, and I was had to see the Panthers game this afternoon to see if they could beat the Cardinals, and they did in overtime. So they made a touchdown, and within the 10-minute overtime period, and won the game. So that was great. I guess 36-30. So that was a highlight of this afternoon. It's been clear here all day. The temperature right now is 39 degrees, and I don't think it's been over that all day. So that's the situation with the weather, and I got in, I guess, let's see, when KZ4B was talking, John, and I couldn't copy WB4 WB4 AQL. I couldn't copy him. Even with the headphones, the signal was just not strong enough. Yeah, I think somebody else mentioned that they had a hard time copying Mike.
we're on the ART-13, so we got 2 on here today with Cliffs. So we'll say 73, and nice to be let in this afternoon. So we'll turn it back to Charlie. W4MEC, WB4ARK.
W4RK in the group, W4MEC. Well, we got a couple of them, about a minute and a half. That ought to be enough to get our 73 round in and shut her down. And thanks for everybody that checked in. Mike, he had picked up quite a bit on the last transmission. I was going to make a comment about your audio, but on your stronger signal, you were quite loud here. Steve, you're S9 on the infed and 10 to 15 over on the loop. But it's about the same QSB. I did look up what the sun was doing, and the A and K are in the unsettled range. So, and the report for 80 meters is poor. So maybe that's what we're dealing with. So let's do a quick 73 round and shut her down. N4LQ W4MEC.
All right, Charlie, and don't forget tonight at 8 o'clock on 160, 1864, 8 p.m. Hope to see everybody down there on Lower Slop Bucket. So, and John VVC, thank you for the report. And also, it's interesting to hear about that breadboard. That's going to be fun to watch. Anyway, 73s, everybody, and over to Gary, K3OS, whose signal has vastly improved, N4LQ. Well,
Gary, you still there? I guess not. KZ4B, take it away.
Okay, missing K3OS, this is KZ4B. Yeah, Gary really came up that last time. He was turning it into here. And, buddy, you're coming in. You're probably the strongest signal right now. And it's amazing that you watched the miracle of the Panthers winning a ball game. That's a good thing. And my wife is watching Tiger Woods and his son. That's an interesting thing. She really likes golf. And my dad used to play golf every Monday, and he would invited me one time to play golf with him. I'm left-handed and he's right-handed, and I beat him using his right-handed clubs, and he never would invite me back. And I'm the next to the worst golf player that ever lived, and he is the very worst. He almost killed himself. He hit a ball that bounced off a tree that hit him right in the center of his chest and just about killed him. But he kept playing. He loved the game. But the bug never bit me. Photography and golf are two things that I am totally immune to, and as much as people like them. And let's see, I'm not sure W4OP, Doug, I don't know if I didn't catch if your handle is Doug or not, but you had mentioned some sort of device for mitigating line interference. And if you would elaborate on that, I would appreciate it, because I really have a problem here. I have a continuous S8 on a good day noise problem, largely due to my next door neighbor who has a complete solar system on his roof and the backup battery. So I'm always searching for the miracle to try to mitigate that. If I can't cure the problem, I need magic. So thanks for calling the net today, Charlie. A lot of QS Baker, but signals were fairly strong, just up and down. And let's see, I guess it would go over to Mike. I never have copied Mike. So if you're still in there, Mike, take it away. WA4AQL in the group KZ4, be clear but listen.
Signals have been all over the place.
I've barely copied all day today.
WB4EKL, his signal is generally very strong here, so everything's kind of upside down. Buddy, I did hear you. So 73s all around. Here, your signal came way up that time, and Steve, the loop is strongest here in northwest Georgia, for what it's worth. Let's see. Who I'm supposed to turn it to? Good grief. I think I was turning it to Brian. KN4R. It's WB4AQL. 73s, but I will be listening.
Okay, Mike, very good. WB4AQL in the group. KN4R returning. All right, well, your signals are coming up, Mike, and I copied the last minute or two solid. I think you were modulating maybe a little better than earlier, but signals are getting better. So nice to meet you. Hope you'll check in again. And I just want to say, I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas week, and as John K1BBC mentioned, make sure that the luncheon is on your calendar for January the 2nd. So anyway, I'll say 73s, enjoyed it, and everybody have a good one. Let's see, and it goes to Mir, WF2U in the group, KN4R.
Yeah, Roger. Brian, KN4R, the group, WF2U. 73 to everybody, but before I go, I want to comment that everybody went up like at least 5 dB in signal strength, and some even 10. Brian, you were hitting some like 20 over 9. So everybody's signal is improving. Anyway, 73 all, and it was fun. The more the merrier, and Merry Christmas, and merry all the and happy other holidays that everybody's celebrating, Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. Well, we'll be meeting, I guess, for New Year's on the air, so take care, everybody, and enjoy. The weather is going to be a little bit milder, so that's not bad. So with that, Cliff Pickett of WB4NKL and the net. This is WF2U listening to the end, but saying 73 to all.
Okay, Mayor WF2U, it's WB4NKL. Oh, well, good copy all the way around again. And okay, on the luncheon, January the 2nd, might be coming down to that one. Chuck, neighbor, N4IYQ, the neighbor, he's I think wanting to come, so we might try to make that one. And I'll say Merry Christmas to all the way around and Happy Holidays. Enjoyed it. Thanks for calling it, Charlie. And look for everybody there Tuesday morning. So 73s. Go ahead, John. K1VBC, WB4NK. K1VBC, you still with us? Nope. Mark, KG4IUQ. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is KG4IUQ, Mark. Been nice to be on this year. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I would like to soon be able to get on the net. I believe Steve calls it the lower slop bucket. Not sure about that. That's what it sounded like. Sometime I might be able to do that. Everybody, Merry Christmas. I'm going to get off of here. And Doak said that she's saying 73, so I'm not sure who it goes to. I guess Charlie can tell me. I'll take a chance, and I'm going to just take a chance and say that it's Dale, W4OP, in the group. This is KG4IUQ.
Yes, very good. Signals are still building on this end, which is a little unusual perhaps. W4OP. John, I think that's your handle, KZ4B. This antenna is called an Aziloop, A-Z-I-L-O-O-P. If you Google quiet radio, you can find it. As I said, it's a dual mode antenna. You can operate it as a small magnetic loop or in the K9AY mode. The interesting thing about the K9AY, if you read reviews on the antenna, some guys love them, some say they don't work well. Dave, GW4GTE, who designed this antenna, added radials, very short radials, about 12 inches below with K9AY loops, and that totally makes it ground independent. But the unique thing about this antenna is that from the app on the computer, you can also null skywave signals, which you cannot do with small loop antennas, that sort of thing. I've never had an HF receive antenna where I could also null skywaves. It's not inexpensive, but before this I had the shared apex loop array for a receive antenna, and this just blows it away. The nulls on the K9AY are very, very narrow and deep. Maybe 5 degrees, you might drop another 20 or 25 dB. So unless you could rotate a K9AY in small steps like this, 5 degrees, and again, nothing moves. This is all electrically rotated. The antenna stays fixed. You'd never even know that the K9AY had such deep nulls on it. So just Google quiet radio, and I think I was the second user here in the United States with it. And it's just you can operate it remotely if that's your thing. It's just all kinds of features on this antenna. Well, Charlie, I got it right this time. I know Bruce signed, so I think 73, Merry Christmas to all, and over to you, Charlie. W4MEC in the group, W4OP.
Okay, W4OP in group, W4MEC. John, you need to quit fiddling around and go get you a lawyer and sue the guy. He doesn't seem to be wanting to cure his problem, and you got federal precedent, Part 15, to deal with it. So why are you fooling around? Just do it and get it over with there. So anyway, we'll see everybody on Tuesday morning. You have a good rest of the day here. Thanks for checking in the Old Friends Net today. And have a good rest of the evening. W4MEC, shutting down the Old Friends Net. Bye-bye.